And the purpose why virtues are mentioned, there are so many kitabs in regards to Fazail is Salah, Fazail is Zakat. What's the purpose why these books are written? It is to encourage and to motivate us. That's why, yes, last week we were talking about the virtues of Surah Yaseen. And the whole purpose is not so that we get some information. In fact, it is to motivate us so that we bring the action of reciting Surah Yaseen into our lives. Allama ibn Kathir mentions that Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam once mentioned that لَوَدِدْتُ أَنَّهَا فِي قَلْبِ كُلِّ إِنسَانٍ مِّنْ أُمَّتِي, that I would love that Surah Yaseen is in the heart of every person of my ummah. Meaning it shows how beloved Surah Yaseen was in the eyes of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also. And Allama Qurtubi rahmatullahi alayhi mentioned in his tafsir that Yahya ibn Abi Kathir rahmatullahi alayhi once mentioned that it reached him, somebody told him that whoever recites Surah Yaseen in the night, then he will remain with happiness, joy and ease till the morning. And whoever recites Surah Yaseen in the morning, he will remain with happiness, joy and ease till the evening. And from then we can understand how important it is to recite Yaseen. Which household can vouch and say that our house is filled with happiness? Every household has some sort of ups and downs. There's some problems, financial problems, problem with their children, husband and wife problem, money issues. And this Surah Yaseen has got the answer. And the sad reality is that so many times these problems that we face is because we have disconnected ourselves from the Quran. When a person attaches himself to the Quran, then automatically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put peace, tranquility in the house. Because peace and tranquility is something which is attached to your heart. It is not something which is attached to your wealth or the luxuries that you have. Just like they say that to have a memory foam mattress does not literally mean that you'll have the best sleep. In fact, sleep is a ni'mat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It doesn't matter what kind of a mattress you have. And happiness is not restricted to a mansion or a beautiful house. Somebody could be living under a bridge but be the most happiest person, because these things are attached to the heart. Once Hazrat Muhammad Dua Sahib, Rahmat Barakatuh, mentions that I happened to go to India and I was walking in Mumbai, and those people that have been to India, they realize that how busy Mumbai is. So he said, I was walking on the street in Mumbai and it was so busy. And besides the busyness of people and the traffic and the hooting and the horning of the cars, there was work going on. There was some demolition going on. So you can imagine the bulldozers and the tractors, the noise they were making. So because we were walking, and in the scorching heat of the afternoon, there was one person on the side of the road with a cardboard on the floor, on the pavement, and he was sleeping, and he was so deep in his sleep. And when we looked at him, we realized that this is a ni'mat of sleep. That no matter where you are, some people spend thousands to get sleep. They have to spend so much on tablets, yet they don't get sleep. And one person is in the midst of everything which is against sleep. He's in noise, he's in the heat, there's people walking, there's everything. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts sleep on that person, then look what's happening. We go from the Quran, the less peace and tranquility will be in the house. And that means then there will be problems. There will be discomfort in the house. We'll be living in a very good house, filled with the best carpets, but there will be no sukoon in that house. So Allama ibn Kathir mentions that whoever recites Surah Yaseen by the morning, he will have ease, comfort, happiness till the evening. And whoever recites it at night, he will have ease, comfort and happiness till the night. And he says that I received this message, or I got to know this from somebody who had been physically experiencing this virtue. But this person that told me, he himself says that I've been doing this for many years and I have physically tasted the happiness and the joy by reciting Surah Yaseen. And Muhammad ibn Marwan mentions that Abu Ja'far rahmatullah alayhi used to say that whoever finds qasawa, what's qasawa? Qasawa means hardness of the heart. When a person's heart becomes hard, then what does it mean? It doesn't mean that if you were to open the heart up, then you will find a very hard heart. Meaning spiritually he becomes hard. He becomes a hard-hearted person. And what are the symptoms? That a person he doesn't get inclination towards namaz. He doesn't get inclination towards zikr. He doesn't get inclination towards virtue. In fact, he runs far from these things. Sometimes you see that it's a house where a funeral has taken place. And people are coming to a masjid, but there'll be odd people who won't come to a masjid. They will make an excuse, oh, I need to do wuzu, I don't have a topi. In reality, these are not excuses. This is to show that this person is being distanced because there is qasawat in the heart. That the person does not get inclined towards going to a masjid. People are praying Quran. There's a funeral house and people are praying Quran. Everyone's praying Yaseen Sharif, but he is not praying Yaseen Sharif. When someone says, no, it's okay. That shows that there is a disinclination. And Marwan, he mentions that Abu Ja'far said, whoever finds qasawa in his heart, he finds that his heart has become hard. And ulama mentioned, it comes in the hadith that innal mu'mina idha adnaba nukkitat nuktatan sawda fi qalbihi. Or kama qala alayhi wasallam. That when a person does a sin, then on his heart another black dot appears. If he does tawbah, if he does istighfar, he gets the regret and remorse, then that black dot will disappear. But if he does not do tawbah, then Rasulullah gave an example. Look at the example. Imagine you have a light bulb, and the light bulb is on, a small bulb in the lamp in your bedroom, and you put a dot every day. What will happen gradually? As the dots increase, the light will decrease until a time will come that that light bulb will not serve its purpose. The purpose was to give light, but this bulb will no longer give any light. Why? Because it's being covered. It's been enveloped by these black dots. Rasulullah said that our heart has salahiyat. Hazrat Luqman Hakimi, I mentioned to him last week, Luqman Hakimi was very wise, and he used to work for somebody. And one day his master, they made some food, they cooked a lamb. So his master said, "O Luqman, go to that lamb and bring the best piece of meat from it." So Luqman Hakimi went and he got the heart from the animal. From that lamb that they slaughtered, he got the heart and he presented it to his master. A few weeks passed and he said, "Hazrat, this is the best part of the animal." A few weeks passed and Hazrat Luqman, they made some meal again. So his master said to Hazrat Luqman, that, "Oh Luqman, go and get me the worst part of the animal." So he went and he bought the heart again. So his master said, "Last week I asked you which is the best part of the animal, you bought the heart. And today I asked you which part is the worst and you bring the heart." He says, "Yes. If this heart is corrupt, then everything is gone. And if this heart is nurtured and this heart is bright, then that person is on the right track." That's what Rasulullah in the hadith mentions, that inna fi jasad ibn adam mudghatan idha salwat salwa al-jasadu kullu wa idha fasadat fasada al-jasadu kullu ala wa hiya al-qalb. That in the chest of a believer there is one piece of flesh, the heart. That if that is not corrupt, if that is refined, if that is nurtured and it is tuned properly, then the whole body will be good. And if that part becomes corrupt, then the whole body will become corrupt. So Imam Ghazali Rahmatullahi mentions in his kitab that innal qalba malikun muta', that the heart that is in your heart, that is the king, and it's a king which is obeyed. King of who? King of the whole body. It is like the engine of the car. This heart is our engine. It is the king of the body. And it is obeyed. Obeyed by who? Obeyed by all the body parts. The hands, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the feet. Everything obeys it. If the heart says that if it's good, if it's not corrupt, if it's in its good state, then if the heart says, okay, by namaz time, then the feet will go to masjid. If the heart says, Gair mahram, look down, kulil mu'minin yaghuddu min absarihim, look down, then automatically the eyes will look down. Because what do the eyes do? The eyes are obedient and subservient to the heart. When there's music, the heart will say, we can't listen to it. So automatically the ears won't listen, they will turn away. As Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu, when he used to walk to these places, sometimes in the marketplace, and he would hear music, he'd put his hands in his ears. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu said that innal ghina yumbitu nifaqa fil qalb kama yumbitu al-ma'a. That the music, it creates nifaq, it creates hypocrisy in the heart, just like water grows greenery. It doesn't take effort to grow greenery. If you sometimes you see in your house, there's a gutter leaking, there's a pipe leaking, you don't need to do anything. On the tarmac, in a couple of months, there'll be moss, greenery will come out. Did anybody have to plant any seeds? Did anybody have to irrigate any soil? Nothing. On its own, the grass will come out. On its own, the moss will come out. Likewise, when a person listens to music, you don't have to do anything. Naturally, the effects of that music is that it will create hypocrisy in your heart. Yaqeen will go. So when the heart is obeyed, then you will not listen to music. When the heart is being obeyed, then it will not watch wrong things. But when the same heart becomes corrupt, and how does it become corrupt? When a person does constant sin, guna upon guna upon guna, then slowly, one black dot, another black dot, another black dot, until the whole heart becomes corrupt. And this is Allah subhanahu mentioned in Surah Mutaffifin, Kalla bal rana ala qulubi ma kanu yakdhibun. In fact, their hearts have become rusty. Their hearts have become rusty. So look at Sahabas, what kind of students they are of Rasulullah. They never left a single stone unturned. As soon as Rasulullah once mentioned this, they said, Ya Rasulullah, ma jila'uha. Ya Rasulullah, you've said that hearts become rusty. What's the cleanser? What's the bleach? How do we clean this? What's the detergent? How do we clean this? Just like when metal gets rusty, you can sand it and then you can prime it and paint it and you'll go back to normal. So Rasulullah, if our hearts become rusty, what's the cleaner? Rasulullah said, Dhikrul Maut wa Tilawatul Quran. That remember death, keep remembering death. When a person remembers death and he does tilawat of the Quran, then slowly this heart which has been engulfed by these black dots, slowly the black dots will disappear, and the asal ability and the asal strength of the heart, which was to show humans his objective and purpose of life, that will start to come. Just like a bulb, the whole objective of a bulb is to give you light. You on the bulb in the room and everything becomes clear. You can see the window, you can see a door, you can see a cupboard, you can see if something on the floor. Likewise, the salahiyat of the heart, the ability of the heart is to show you haqq and batil. Is to show you that Allah gets pleased with this, Allah gets displeased with this. Allah's obedience in this, Allah's disobedience in this. Allah dislikes this, Allah likes this. Allah gets angry with this, Allah does. This is a sunnah of Rasulullah, this is against the sunnah of Rasulullah. This is the salayat of the heart. So when our heart starts to become clean again, when it starts to become pure again, then slowly you will see things. You will be able to see it, you will clear cut, this is galat, this is haqq. And besides that, the heart will now motivate your body. It will motivate the soul. It will motivate the organs by do it. But if we follow our desires, and slowly the same heart becomes a matbu now. It becomes a follower. Now what does it follow? It follows the arms. It follows the ears. The ears wants to listen to music. The heart wants to stop, but it can't stop. It doesn't listen to it now. The eyes want to misuse the muse and they want to look at Gair Mahram ladies, but heart can't take it. It can't do anything now because it has become over time. It has become maglub. It has been overpowered. So Imam Ja'far rahmatullah mentions that whoever finds hardness in his heart, then he should recite Surah Yaseen, or he should write Surah Yaseen with saffron water on a plate. And sometimes we see that sometimes our children, they go really off track. This is what we should do. Surah Yaseen with saffron water, you should write on a plate. And then you should make that person wash the plate over with water and make that person drink it. Inshallah, he says that the hardness of the heart will slowly disappear. And Ibn al-Qayyim rahmatullah alayhi mentions in one of his kitab, Madarij Salikin, that his ustad, Allama Ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullah alayhi, between the sunnahs of Fajr and Fajr Salat, he used to recite, what he used to recite? La ilaha illallah. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. How many times? 40 times. And he used to say, Man qara'aha, ahyallahu qalbahu. Whoever recites this, when? Between the Fajr Sunnahs and the Fajr Namaz. We come to a masjid, we come early. Sehri karke, we come here. There's 3-4 minutes. How long? It takes literally 1-2 minutes. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. 40 times. Ahyallahu qalbahu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will revive his heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will aliven his heart. When this heart becomes lively and becomes aliven, then inshallah sin will start to go. If the heart is dark, sin will come. If the heart is bright, sin will go and virtue will come. And this is our purpose of life. Our purpose of life is to live a life of virtue. So, and these virtues are being mentioned, so we bring them into practice. It's not just we listen and wahwa, mashallah, very good, alhamdulillah. Try to bring this from tomorrow. Who's going to practice inshallah? Between Fajr Sunnahs and Fajr Salah. You get 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It'll take 2 minutes. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La ilaha illa ant. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum 40 times. He said, inshallah, whoever is punctual on this, then over time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will soften his heart. And then what's the barakah of softening the heart? When things are told to you, automatically you will accept and you will bring into life. Sometimes we hear so many things. But they go in one ear and they come out from the other ear. Ulama say, what's that? Why is that? Because the heart is hard. The heart will not accept. It's like a sponge. You have a sponge. What's the objective of the sponge? To seep up the water. There's water on the worktop, and you put the sponge over it, it'll suck in. But that same sponge, if you put cling film on it, and then you wipe it, what will happen? Will the water get soaked up? No, that water will just keep spreading. Likewise, when a person's heart becomes hard, it's like cling film over it. So you hear it from one ear and it comes out. The father is saying something, mother is saying something, ustad is giving nasiyah, the sheikh is giving nasiyah, but nothing happens. Why is nothing happening? Because the heart has become hard. When a person decides it, then inshallah this cling film will start to come out. And when this cling film comes out, then whoever says something will inshallah penetrate. When he penetrates, then action will come. When action comes, then virtue will come. Then you'll see that slowly that his life will start to change. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us correct understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us those people whose hearts have become lively and who understand their purpose, objective of this short life. And Ramadan is the best month to make change. Ramadan is the best month to make changes in. If you make intention to make changes in Ramadan, inshallah you will see that these changes will last forever, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us correct understanding. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi bil alamin. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.